Hi students, in the last class we discussed about composition of cells. In that case we choose two different methods. One of the method is the collection of living cells, right? Living tissue we are collected, we are subjecting for the isolation of bio macromolecules and bio micromolecules. And other side means the next method is the ash method. In that case we are evaporated carbon contained components and the water at the high temperature, right? After that evaporation process we got the ash. Within that ash different types of minerals are present, right? Then we are estimated different types of minerals. So that is about that last class summary. Coming to this class, we are discussing about the composition of earth crust. Whatever the upper layer of the crust is there, means upper layer of the earth is there, the part is called as crust. And today we are discussing about the composition of the crust and the composition of the human body. See, we know everything is made up of with the basic elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and the nitrogen. So here the elements are, we know that hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, sodium, calcium, magnesium and the silicon. Remember these values, we have to remember. Definitely whatever the tables which are given in NCERT, whatever that images are given in NCERT, we have to remember. Definitely we have to remember. So here there is in components, right? And weights of the earth crust, it means percentage weights of earth crust and percentage weights human body. So these are the components, the percentage of the weight within the earth crust, and these are the components. Okay, this is about the percentage of weights within human body. So the very first case is the hydrogen. We know hydrogen indicated by the H, right? The earth crust contains that percentage is the 0.14 percentage. Within the human body 0.5 percentage. So within the human body 0.5 percentage of the hydrogen atoms are present, right? Coming to the next one is the carbon. So this is the basic element to form majority of the molecules. Okay, if we discuss about the proteins, if we discuss about the carbohydrates, if we discuss about the lipids, right? So if we discuss about the nucleic acids, okay, the main element is the carbon. Carbon is the major skeleton to form majority of the molecules. So non-carbon components also there, but majority of the cells contains majority of the cells, and the cells contains components, okay, which are made up of with the carbon, right? So here carbon, the earth crust percentage is the 0.03 percentage, right? And within the human body 18.5 percentage, within the human body 18.5 percentage. And coming to the oxygen, see, if we seeing the oxygen percentage 46.6 percentage within that earth crust, and coming to that human body 65 percentage. So here again everybody have the doubt here, sir, in all these components oxygen is the majority within the human body. Which one is the highest percentage element? See, oxygen, because see, oxygen involved in the tissues formation, means proteins formation, nothing but amino acids formation, right? And lipids formation, right? And next one is that nucleic acids formation, oxygen is required. So whatever that components which are required for the cells formation, in all these compounds definitely oxygen is present. So not only that, oxygen, when we are breathing, that time oxygen is transported into inside our body. So that is also oxygen. So here 65% of the oxygen present within the human body. That's the reason why oxygen is a major percentage. And nitrogen is there, right? So in the case of the nitrogen, within that earth crust, very little amount of nitrogen is there. We have to remember here the nitrogen cycle. See, the nitrogen, atmosphere contains that inorganic nitrogen. The inorganic nitrogen is converted into organic nitrogen. So the process is called as nitrogen fixation. The process is called as nitrogen fixation. After that nitrogen fixation, that nitrogen taken by the plants. From plants, animals are taken. Okay, after the death of the plants and animals, again the nitrogen enter into the soil. Again the soil contains nitrogen, okay, degraded by some of the microorganisms. So we know about some of the earth cleaning agents are there. Saprophytes are the best examples, right? So which are involved in the denitrification process. That is nothing but earth contain nitrogen, okay, degraded, then the nitrogen enter into the atmosphere. Again the nitrogen enter into the atmosphere. So this is the cyclic way. This is the cyclic way. The nitrogen moving from one place to another place. From initially atmosphere to plants to again animals. After death of the plants and the animals, again enter into the soil. From soil to again atmosphere. So this is a cycle. The cycle is called as the nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen is one of the key element to form many number of biomolecules. See, if we discuss about the amino acids, there is an amino group is there. If we discuss about the lipids, right, some lipids contains the nitrogen, and if we discuss about the nucleic acids, definitely within nucleic acids nitrogen is there, right, either maybe the purines, either maybe the pyrimidines. And see, that is about not only in carbohydrates, also some of the modified carbohydrates are there, right, which are also having the nitrogen, right. So here nitrogen very little amount, the percentage here within the human body 3.3%, right. Sulfur, say 0.03%, 0.03% within the human body 0.3%. So here sulfur also one of the key element. See, every time we are discussing cell energy in the form of the utilized energy, or the cell currency is the ATP. So P indicates here phosphate. So here phosphates also very important. What I am telling here, phosphates also very important. See, the phosphates and sulfur, which are involved in the bones formation within the human body. Okay, the calcium is required, phosphorus is required, sulfur is required. So all these are majorly forms the bone structure. So that is the different case, right? Here sulfur percentage 0.03% within the crust, and 0.3% within the human body. And coming to the sodium, here there is an 2.8%. The sodium percentage is the 2.8%, here 0.2%, right? Calcium here 3.6%. Here 1.5%. See, we know about the sodium within the human body also. With not only human body, all living cells are required the sodium. Sodium is one of the important metal ion. See, we have to remember osmolarity of the cell. Maintained by some minerals. Example is the sodium and the chloride, which are the best elements to maintain the osmolarity of the cell. We know about the kidney filtration, right? See, so that is the different case here. So here I like to discuss about osmolarity of the cell is majorly maintained by some of the minerals like sodium and the chloride. These are the best example. Not only these, potassium is also required, right? So here the calcium 3.6 and here 1.5%, right? This is one of the very important element. See, calcium especially involved in certain enzymes activation process. Whatever that calcium, calcium ions are there, we know the bones formation, that is a common example. Along with that bones formation, some of the enzymes activation also depends upon that calcium. And coming to the next one is that magnesium, here the 2.1% and 0.1%, here the 0.1%. So that is about the magnesium, okay, within that crust and the human body, right? So, sir, what is the use of the magnesium? See, magnesium, we discussed about the DNA polymerase enzyme, right? The DNA polymerase enzyme active site contains the magnesium, right? And RNA polymerase enzyme active site also contains the magnesium. So some of the enzymes are not active by itself for their activity, which requires magnesium ions or metal ions, especially some enzymes requires for their activity requires metal ions, maybe the magnesium, maybe the calcium, maybe the chloride ions, right? Salivary amylase enzyme requires the chloride ions. So different types of enzymes for their activity requires some of the mineral ions, right? See, last one is that silicon, right? In that earth there is a 27 point some, this is the highest, yeah, not this one, yeah, oxygen here highest one, here also oxygen is the highest one, here silicon, okay, this is the second one, right? 27.7%. And within the human body, this one is the negligible. See, within our body, there is no use of silica. Within the plant cells, the silica is there. See, the silica especially forms the epidermis. Silica crystals also formed. So, especially the silica present within the epidermal tissue reduces the transpiration. Reduces the transpiration. Deposition of silica, that one is indicates, okay, reduction of the transpiration. If the transpiration is reduced, plants losses very minimum amount of the water from the body structure. So that is about that earth crust and the human body, the percentage of the weights, right? We have to remember these weights definitely, because most of the cases giving weights from these tables also. And coming to that composition of the cell, here majority of the cases 70% of the water is present. We know the cell, any cell contains that 70% of the water, and the proteins are there. The proteins are 10 to 15%. The proteins are 10 to 15%. And coming to the next one is the nucleic acids. Here the nucleic acids, the percentage is the 5 to 7%. The nucleic acid percentage is the 5 to 7%. And next one is the carbohydrates are there. The carbohydrates percentage is the 3%. And next one is the lipids are there. The lipids percentage is the 2%. The last one is minerals. Minerals percentage is the 1%. Remember, this table is also important. Compare with these two tables. This table is very important because, okay, majority of the cases bits given from this table. And remember, sometimes these values are flipped. Once the values are flipped, right, we have to choose the right option. We have to choose the right option, or we have to correct it. We have to correct it. So that is about that the composition of the cell and the composition of earth crust and the human body, right? That is about the compositions. And next one we will discuss about that importance of the protoplasm and importance of the minerals, right? Yeah, coming to the next topic, we are discussing about human body water levels. Within human body, definitely water is present. Not only human body, any cell we are taken, the cell contains major portion is the water content, because water is the major site for all biochemical reactions. We know the cytoplasm is the major site to done all biochemical reactions because of presence of water. So within the human body, there is an 65 to 75% of water is present. 65 to 75% of water is present. That water, remember, that water, okay, the total volume is 40 liters. Total volume is the 40 liters. So within the human body, okay, in a healthy person, the person having 75 kgs of the weight. So in that case, if we measure the total volume, means total water volume, in that case 40 liters of water is present. 40 liters water is present. Again, remember, there is in protoplasm is there. We know about the protoplast. Yeah, we know about protoplast. Cell without cell wall. That one is called as protoplast. Right? Cell without cell wall and the plasma membrane. That one is called as protoplasm. Right? So within the protoplasm, major content is the water. Right? If we remove the nucleus, there is in cytoplasm is there. Cytoplasm also, the major content is the water. So what is the main content? So that is about the protoplasm. Again here the protoplasm. Here two types are there. Extracellular fluids are there and intracellular fluids are there. See, generally here the total water content, actually we have to choose the arrow mark like this. See, this is the total water content. Total water content, right? Yeah. This is the total water content. The total water content can be divided into two parts. One is extracellular fluids and other one is the intracellular fluids. Remember, extracellular fluids are nothing but the fluids present outside the cell. Intracellular fluids means the fluids present inside the cell. So extracellular fluids, the percentage is 45%. Intracellular fluids, the percentage is the 55%. So then remember all of you here 45%. Here 45%. The total content is here 40 liters. The total content is here 40 liters. So in that the 45% is the 18 liters. The 45% is the 18 liters. And the intracellular fluids, major one is the intracellular fluids because the cells are having that cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains that water. So the intracellular fluids are 22 liters. The intracellular fluids are 22 liters. So that one is indicated as extracellular fluids and the intracellular fluids. So 45% is the one case, 55% is the another case. 45 is nothing but 18 liters, 55 is nothing but 22 liters. So that is about that human body and the percentage of water levels. Okay, maybe inside the cell, maybe outside the cell, right? And next one is that role of minerals. Remember, the minerals are very, very important. We know the best examples. We have the nerve system, okay, sending the signals from body to brain, brain to body. There is an afferent nerve impulse are there and efferent nerve impulse are there. See the conduction of nerve impulse, that is nothing but sending messages from body to the brain and brain to the body. Every commanding is nothing but, for suppose I want to raise my hand, okay, the command done by the brain, and right now I am speaking, okay, that is completely controlled by the brain. See, walking, every movement of organism controlled by the brain. So what I am telling here, see, nerve system is the very, very important one. The nerve system is also run by some of the minerals. The nerve system also run by, okay, some of the minerals. See, sending process done by the minerals. So whatever that nerve impulse which are generated within the brain, which are reaches the body, then which are doing or which are performing particular function. At the same time, body sending the signals to the brain. So is there any wound or is there any damage occurred, that time we are getting the pain, okay, the pain sensation. That is also one of the, okay, nerve impulse process. One of the nerve impulse process, pain sensation also. See, then whatever the damage takes place here, whatever that neurons are there, okay, which are activated, which are sending the signal to the brain, then brain showing one kind of pain process, one kind of pain sensation, So remember all of you, see the nerve impulse also done by some of the minerals. The best example is the sodium and the potassium. So within that nerve cells there is in sodium channels are there, potassium channels are there. So based on that opening and the closing these channels, okay, the message is passing from the brain to the body or body to the brain. And next one is that bone formation. We know about that bone formation and the muscle contraction. All of you remember, see whatever that bones are there, the bones are very hard structures because of the calcium. And we know about that muscle contraction process while we are walking, while we are running, right? All these functions done by the skeletal muscle. The skeletal muscles are involved in the contraction process. All of you remember that contraction especially done by that calcium ions. Remember how many of them understood, I don't know. Within that muscle cells, within the skeletal muscles, there is an actin filaments are there, myosin filaments are there. See between these two, there is a sliding mechanism will be takes place. That sliding supporting for the muscle contraction. So the sliding is, okay, supported by the calcium ions. Okay. Whatever that skeletal muscle cells contains actin and myosin filaments, the sliding, okay, supported by the calcium ions. If the sliding is takes place, muscle contraction will be takes place. So here the muscle contraction supported by the calcium, bone formation supported by the calcium. Bone formation not only by the calcium, there is in phosphorus is also required, sulfur is also required, certain portions, right? And we know about that plants contains that small opening structures within the aerial parts. Best example, the leaves having small pores like structures which are called as stomata. The stomatas are involved in the transpiration process. Transpiration is nothing but loss of water in the form of water vapor. So from the plants, when the temperature is there, that time plants losses the water in the form of water vapor. That one is called as transpiration. The transpiration is done by the closing and opening of stomata. If the stomatas are closed, there is no chance for the transpiration. If the stomatas are opened, there is a chance for the transpiration. So that opening and closing of stomata controlled by some of the minerals. There is in potassium ions are there and chloride ions are there. See, pumping of potassium ions and pumping of calcium ions, which are supporting for the opening and closing of the stomata. So these are the general examples. I thought most of the students already known about the minerals functions. These minerals functions, right? See, role of minerals for the activation of enzymes. Remember all of you, whatever our body contains, enzymes are there. The enzymes are very important for biochemical reactions. One of the finest example we are having salivary amylase enzyme, right? That enzyme secreted by the whatever that salivary glands are there, right? That glands produces that salivary amylase enzyme. The enzyme itself not active, the enzyme active presence of chloride ions. Presence of chloride ions. So what is the function of alpha salivary amylase enzyme? See, we are eating starch, right? The starch is digested by the alpha salivary amylase enzyme. The digestion process done by the amylase enzyme. For the activation of enzymes requires chloride ions. Not only that enzyme, several types of enzymes are there. Majority of the enzymes requires metal ions for their activity. Some examples are given here. Zinc, carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase is the enzyme. We know about our body produces the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is converted into bicarbonate ions. The process is especially catalyzed by the carbonic anhydrase enzyme, right? That enzyme activated by the zinc. And one more example is also there for the zinc carboxylpeptidase, right? Carboxylpeptidase is the enzyme. That enzyme, carboxylpeptidase is the enzyme. That enzyme also activated by the zinc. See, that enzyme involved in the digestion of proteins. And next one is that nickel urease enzyme. See, in our body, urea formation takes place. There is an urea cycle is there. Urine formation, we know the urine contains the urea. The urea formation done by the urease enzyme. The urease enzyme is activated by the nickel. The urease enzyme activated by the nickel, right? See, coming to the next one, I already said there is an magnesium ions are there. The magnesium ions are important for the activation of DNA polymerase enzyme and the RNA polymerase enzyme. Not only this one, manganese also required, right? And different types of minerals involved in the activation of different types of enzymes. So those the enzymes activated by the metal ions, these are called as metal activated enzymes. Those are enzymes activated by the metal ions. These enzymes are called as metal activating enzymes. Metal activating enzymes, right? So that is about that role of minerals and role of for the activation of enzymes, and these are the very general examples, right? So in the next class we'll discuss about the metabolites, primary and the secondary metabolites, right?